Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about a potential 2024 matchup, Nikki Haley versus Joe Biden. I saw a video by Red Eagle Politics quite a while back where he said neocons are unelectable, and while I do agree with him, well, most of them are unelectable. It really depends on if they're running nationwide or statewide. In some states they could definitely win, in states like Arizona, possibly Texas, Kansas, Iowa. Less so Iowa because of its populist appeal with Donald Trump, but nationwide they can't win because the Trump base will not turn out for them. Now, shocker, I think Red Eagle really underestimated the Democrat, whether it was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. He used Kamala Harris, but I'm going to use Joe Biden. I don't remember who he picked for Nikki Haley's VP. I think he just picked token white guy. Token white guy or token minority, whatever. I think she'll choose Dan Crenshaw. I think Dan Crenshaw would be, he's not an establishment Republican by any means. I don't think he's under the establishment banner, unlike Nikki Haley. I do think he's a traditional Republican with a populist leaning in some rhetoric of his. Definitely, I like Dan Crenshaw. I agree with his red flag laws, though I think red flag laws should be adapted more so they can't be abused by Democrats. Because they have been abused by Democrats, and we need to fix that. And Dan Crenshaw just hasn't fixed that. I'm looking into fixing that, which it's pretty hard because with background checks, like a sane man who, let's say, takes Adderall for his ADHD, people could say, oh, he can't own a gun because of ADHD, when that just means he just can't sit still or he's always moving, he's hyperactive. I'm ADHD and I take Adderall, but I actually have mental health issues, so I don't want to own a gun because I'm afraid I'll turn it on somebody. That's my whole reasoning for red flag laws. And of course, some Trumpists do like Dan Crenshaw. Red Eagle used to like Dan Crenshaw, I think, in his first 2024 video. Look at me, I'm just a Red Eagle fanboy. He had Dan Crenshaw with Scott Walker as his VP against Gavin Newsom with, I don't remember, maybe Gretchen Whitmer? I don't remember. I think it was a woman, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, though. And I think he had Crenshaw winning. No surprise there. But there you go. I don't remember how Red Eagle had the map. I don't really care either, but I think he underestimated the Democrats a little bit, as he always does. That's because he has a populist-leaning bias, which I don't blame him. Everyone's got their bias, but it takes a true man or a true woman or a true intellectual to hide said bias, which is why I respect unbiased election predictions so much, because he hides his bias, which, kudos to him. I respect that a lot. I didn't mean to dislike that video. But let's start getting on with the map. So the map is, first off, Nikki Haley has 116 safe electoral votes. Kansas would not be safe. I think Joe Biden would trend it enough to where it would go likely. But we'll get to that in a second. And Joe Biden would have 206 safe electoral votes. Starting off with the likely Republican states, we have the state of Kansas. I think she wins the state by 9 points, similar to how Trump won the states of Iowa back in 2016. I think it trends enough to the liking margin. I think the Democrat trend actually fastens. It actually speeds up just because of Trump supporters not going to come out for Nikki Haley. Some might come out with Dan Crenshaw on the ticket, but if she chooses someone like Francis Suarez, the mayor of Tampa, Florida, I think, they won't turn out at all because he was a never-Trumper who supported his second impeachment, which I would have been okay with the second impeachment if the first impeachment never took place. I mean, come the hell on, guys. 2 impeachments, both of which is arguable shouldn't have happened. Come the hell on. I think it's bullshit how Democrats impeached Donald Trump for quote unquote inciting the Capitol riots, but not Maxine Waters after she told people to riot if Derek Chauvin didn't get charged, and she kept her job. That's kind of bullshit, but that's just me. Going on, any more likely states? No more likely states for, actually, Alaska goes likely, or, let's just do this. There we go. Alaska is won by 7 or 8 points. Donald Trump only won the state of Alaska by 10 points, and with less turnout for Republicans, it would go 7 to 8 points to Nikki Haley, in my opinion. Going on to the likely Democrat states, first off, we have the state of New Mexico. Nikki Haley will do better in the Democrat-leaning suburbs than Donald Trump did, definitely, in my opinion, to where it'll go from a 10-point Biden victory, or excuse me, an 11-point Biden victory to probably an 8-point Biden victory. Other likely D, Michigan goes likely D, I think. I think with a neocon like Nikki Haley or an establishment Republican, we'll go back to our likely to lean to likely Rust Belt roots, as you'll see here in a second. Joe Biden wins the state by probably like 6 or 7 points. Minnesota, same thing with Minnesota. The populist white working class will either vote for Joe Biden or they won't turn out. That's just how this works. Despite the inflation crisis as well as the border crisis, which they are blaming Donald Trump with. Politics is fucking stupid. Oh my god. Anyway, that should be it. Going on, right now we got 125 electoral votes for Nikki Haley to 236 electoral votes for Joe Biden. Going on to the lean Republican states, I do think Arizona flips by a lean margin. I think Nikki Haley wins it by 2 or 3 percentage points. This is a neocon-loving state. They love John McCain, people like John McCain, and they just love their establishment Republicans. This is fact. They love Doug Ducey, who I don't want to say I think he's more of a traditional Republican like Dan Crenshaw. I don't want to call him the establishment like Red Eagle has. He's not. Same thing with Brian Kemp in Georgia. They're not establishment. Just because you disagree with them and they did something you don't like doesn't mean they're the establishment. It's pretty obvious when someone's the establishment. Jeb Bush, Nikki Haley, Mitt Romney. Those are definitely your establishment Republicans. Mitch McConnell. Those are your guys. You can definitely tell. Texas goes lean, if not with Crenshaw. I think it goes tilt just because Trump Republicans aren't going to turn off with Nikki Haley, and with it trending redder and redder each and every day, it's gonna flip eventually, unless it pulls a whole 180 and starts turning red out of nowhere, which is always possible. Back during the days of Bill Clinton, it was trending blue, and then George W. Bush, came along and it started trending back to red in the safe red territory. So anything's possible. Yeah, maybe someone like Greg Abbott or Dan Crenshaw could bring it back to red territory and if they have a successful presidency, that'll work. But I don't know. Maine's second district, actually, I don't think it would go to her, actually. And Iowa and Ohio both go to Nikki Haley by a lean margin. They wouldn't go to Joe Biden just because of the fact that they're trending red so fast. And I think even if the Trump Republicans don't turn out for her, which some will, and they're still going to vote for her, just because that's how this works. That progressives still voted for Hillary Clinton. Not much, but some still did. And progressives voted for Joe Biden, even with the Never Biden movement, which was a thing. Go check out Question Time Politics' video on that, which I like, despite me not liking his clear bias during his presidential debate videos, which I did pull a childish act. I kind of made a giant rant in his comment section. I apologize for that. I shouldn't have done that. But Nikki Haley will probably win these. She'll probably win Iowa by a point or two, and she'll win Ohio by 2 or 3 points. Going on to the lean Biden states. First off, we have Nevada. He'll probably win that by 2 or 3 points, similar to what he did in 2020. And Nebraska second, he'll win it by 3 or 4. He'll win Wisconsin by a point or two. I don't want to say he'll go much higher just because of just trending red so fast. Kind of like Texas, like no matter what, it's gonna keep trending to the right as Texas keeps trending to the left unless some major shift happens. Pennsylvania goes lean D. He probably wins it close to likely 3 or 4 points, and this does give him the election. Georgia, it's the next Virginia. I think in 2024 it'll go lean blue, 2028 likely blue, and then in 2032 it'll be a solid Democrat state, unless trends continue to grow faster and faster. More states, I think New Hampshire goes lean D. I think he wins it by 3 or 4. New Hampshire has a history of incumbents have a history of doing poorly in New Hampshire. The incumbent party, look at 2016, New Hampshire went to Hillary Clinton by 3,000 votes, and just because of that, many Republicans, including myself, thought it was going to go to Donald Trump based off of the trends, and then then Joe Biden ended up winning the state by 7 points in 2020. So there you go. And I think Joe Biden flips Maine's second district. I do think that. I think it really depends on how it's drawn, of course, and I think it's going to be drawn to be more safe Republican. But if not, it'll be drawn to be a little bit more Democratic. Either way, I don't know. But I do think Joe Biden, just based off our current map and our current electoral map so far, based off this, with current numbers, I think Joe Biden wins Maine's second district. Again, no Republicans ever won the second district. Mitt Romney, I think, lost it by a likely margin in 2012. And it didn't take until Donald Trump to show up, and he won it by a safe margin in 2016. So a populist is going to win this state. A moderate or a populist that's not an establishmentarian politician. Jared Golden is a huge factor in this. I mean, look how well he did, despite the fact Donald Trump also won the district. There was a lot of cross-voting in the state of Maine. Thank you, Maine. I love you. And the next two states, Nikki Haley's not winning them. I do think Joe Biden ends up winning both these states by less than 1%. Just based off of the fact that Nikki Haley is just such a terrible candidate. Just because South Carolina is right next to North Carolina doesn't mean jack squat, in my opinion. Donald Trump only won the state by 1%, even though I thought he was going to win it by 3%. Yes, I know, fucking stupid, I know. But, and I do think Joe Biden will end up winning the state in its 16 electoral votes, as well as Florida. I think now that Cubans are saying that he's not as much of a socialist as Donald Trump said he was, I mean, he's not. He's not like Bernie Sanders. Though, in my opinion, it does look like he's just signing whatever comes to his desk, but that's just my opinion. And so, guys, here is the electoral vote map. It shows Joe Biden win this election, 339 electoral votes to Nikki Haley's 199 electoral votes. So, tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Tell me what you would think differently. This is the Chaotic One saying, peace.